Hey guys, today I'm going to break down everything that you need to know about Renekton going into patch 9.20. You don't want to miss this. So now let's go over all the changes in patch 9.20 that are going to affect Renekton. There are two champions that I saw that are directly going to affect Renekton. First things first, it's Garen. Garen changes. Most of it is just kind of numbers changes for the most part, very, very small numbers changes. But there are two big things, his W and his R, that is going to change a lot of things for good and then also not so good. The W. First things first, they're going to make it to where now his W, instead of it being like a damage reduction shield. So when he pops his W, he would have like a massive damage reduction unless you had true damage to break through that. What they changed now is made it a shield, which, as y'all know, Renekton has a shield break mechanic. So what does that mean? If he pops his W and use your empowered W, it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. So you can actually break his shield, which makes this matchup so much easier in that regard. Now, the other change that's not as good for us as Renekton mains is his R. So what they're doing is they're taking away the villainy passive. Which I didn't mind at first. I really don't like passives that puts onto a target. It could be you as a laner. And it's like, okay, well now Garen's doing true damage to me. This is not going to be fun. They're taking that away, and instead what they're going to do is make it where he always does true damage on his R. And again, I've always said it should have been that way. We've seen the numbers set up the right way to do so, and that's really what they were doing in this patch. So whenever Garen casts his R, it's an execute. If you get too low, it's going to kill you. It's going to kill you, okay? It's not doing magic damage no more. It's going to do true damage always. Which, again, I'm okay with these changes. I'm very happy about it. I would say Garen's probably going to be even easier this patch than what he was last patch, because really, as Renekton main, I would see him cast his W, and I know right there, well, I got to walk away now because I know I cannot kill him, at least not in this trade. And the Garen W was like, I don't know, maybe like a 20-something cooldown. So it's one trade where he had it, the other trade did not have it. So it's back and forth. Now it's like it's a shield, and I just go in with my power W, and guess what? I'm going to break it. So should be an easier matchup going into patch 9.20. The next champion on this list is Shaco. Why did I put Shaco on this list, and why is he going to affect Renekton so much? Is because he's getting buffed so much that I feel like he might just become a permaban champion. The three things in this kit they're changing, and they're all three buffs and very hard buffs too, is his W, his E, and his R. First things first is his W. It's now going to be an AoE. So let's say, for example, you walk up to one of his boxes. You walk up one of his boxes, and one of your buddies do his tool. It fears you both, and now it's going to hit both targets and not just one of the targets. But now, let's say, for example, you walk up by yourself, and it's just going to do even more damage to you as an individual target. So it just means that his boxes are going to do a lot more damage, and now it's doing AoE rather than just single target damage. So that's one of the buffs. Another buff they're giving him is making his E. They're changing the E to where before the E was pretty non-existent. It really didn't do much damage. Shaco was really built around fearing somebody, backstabbing, and trying to burst them out with like dust split and stuff like that. It really wasn't about that E damage because it really didn't do that much damage overall, unless you're building like some kind of AP Shaco. Well, now they're just giving it more damage all around for both AP and AD main Shaco mains. So it's just a lot more damage on top of the fact that it is a slow in this kit as well. Last but not least is the R. So as y'all know, whenever Shaco puts his R out there, his clone, and you kill the clone, he'll pop and boxes will fall and you have a chance to like walk away. Well, now they change it to where if you kill the clone, instead of a chance to walk away, it's going to instantly fear you. It's going to instantly do the damage. There's like no delay to it. So there's a lot of buffs in Shaco, and I really think he's going to be definitely S tier. I think he's going to be possibly the best jungler in League of Legends going to patch 9.20. So just keep an eye on that in your solo queue games. So now that you guys have seen patch 9.20, let's go over some builds that I think you should be running going into this patch. First things first is the Conqueror sorcery build. Conqueror sorcery Ghost Flash. Sounds creative, and it's a really fun build that I have been spamming live on stream. So first things first, you're going to go Conquer. You're going to start with Conqueror. Conqueror, in my opinion, is the best mid to late game rune on Renekton by far. I don't even think it's close. I think the mid to late game, it's That's really the rune itself. It's not really a landing phase rune pretty much for any champion in the game. And really this build is for more of a mid to late game kind of build anyway. So Conqueror is very good. It's really good in team fights, and it's really good for extended fights. As in, let's say for PTA, it's really good at bursting one individual target out, and it will probably do more damage to one individual target than Conqueror will. But if you're like a team fight scenario, you've got your AoE from your Q, your E, your TMAT, your R, all of that, not only doing extra damage to everyone else around the target that you're trying to nuke, but it's also healing you as well. So it just does so much with this rune. All right, so you take Conquer. Next thing, I always go Triumph, okay? I've tried Overheal. I've actually tried it before. And no, especially with this build. It's not even a lifesteal build. Triumph is really the answer. I think it gives you a lot of like possible pin and kill potential plays if you have Triumph, or even like 1v2 plays if they try to tower dive you or whatnot. You try to finish off one guy, get that little extra health off, and the other guy's like, whoa, wait, this guy's full health now, and then go finish him off too. So Triumph is a lot of potential. It opens a lot of more plays for you. Next thing's next. I usually go tenacity about 90% of the time on this build. But with that being said, if they are lacking like CC, like pretty much in all sources, hey, don't be scared to go Acrylity, because that opens up the map for a little bit better early game as itself. But remember, this is more of a mid to late game build that I'm showing you. Next things, first, Last Stand. Last Stand, it's the best one, okay? Just from now on, if you're playing Renekton, always go Last Stand. I'm telling you, it feels the best. The numbers will always be higher than any of the other ones. And then again, if you start getting really low, you have that Last Stand proccing, you can put out some serious damage. Next thing, we're going Sorcery. Again, mid to late game build, you're going to be going Transcendence and Gathering Storm. Well, RTO, why is this more of a mid to late game build? Well, because Transcendence and Gathering Storm, they don't do anything early on. Because think about it. Transcendence, you gain 10% CDR when you reach level 10. Okay? Well, you shut the game off at level 1, so it's 9 more levels till you actually reach that level 10 aspect. So you get nothing out of this early on. And then Gathering Storm, every 10 minutes gain AP or AD. Again, not till 10 minutes you actually get some AD. So again, it's not the kind of build you're going to run if you're trying to have a really dominant early game phase. But if you have a build that's pretty much 10 minutes on, this is the build for you. Now for the runes that you run here, you can either go CDR right here, or you can look to go double AD. There is both options you can go. I've been running a lot of CDR, AD, and armor for the most part. But if you want a little bit better early games, you feel like this isn't enough, hey, don't be afraid to go AD. Now, with this CDR, though, it does feel kind of nice, though, because once you rush that Sojin, usually around that point, you are around level 10. So you are level 10. You've got an extra CDR from this rune, and you have Transcendence. You're usually sitting at 35% CDR when most people are sitting at like 20% CDR with only Sojin as an item. So really, really, really huge spike at that point in the game. As for the items that you'll be running in this build, so first things first, remember your early game is not the greatest. So what you always want to look to rush is a TMAT. Okay, why do you want to get a TMAT, whatever it's called? Why do you want to rush this? Well, TMAT will allow you to just instantly clear the waves. And that is a very, very good thing when you're not really trying to lane versus some of these guys. You're trying to just to get that 10-minute marker, and TMAT does not take much to get to. So you can literally just go to a wave, TMAT Q a wave, and it's instantly cleared. So you don't have to actually lane versus this guy until you feel strong enough to actually just destroy this man in the top lane. Next thing's next. Sojin, okay? If you're doing any Conquer build, look to rush Sojin, okay? It feels really, really nice when you get it. And like I said, you're typically sitting around 35% CDR when you actually this item finish, while pretty much every champion's at 20%, 10%, like they're nowhere near you. And then with Ghost Flash, you're gonna run anybody down. So really at Sojin, team at Sojin, you are almost incredible, okay? And from the rest of the game on, you're only gonna feel pretty strong going forward. The next item you go for, it's kind of situational. You have to look at the map. You got to think, do we have a Cloud Dragon? If you do not have a Cloud Dragon, or they do, you're going to get Yumus. Well, RTO, why does Cloud Dragon matter for Yumus? Okay, Me personally, if I didn't have to build Yumu's, I wouldn't. I really, really wouldn't, because there's no like tanky stats to it at all. But I hate being slow. I hate getting kite, and I feel like Renekton's biggest flaw as a champion is the kite aspect. And Yumu's has an active on it that allows you to get 20% movement speed for 6 seconds. And if you stack that onto like ghosts and stuff like that, you will have insane speed, and you are not going to get kited out by anybody. Also, what's really cool about Yumu's too as well, it gives 40 movement speed out of combat. That's a lot of speed. That is a lot of speed. It's kind of like the Cloud passive. And that's why, like, if you have Cloud, you're kind of getting both these passive in one. So you don't really need it as much. But what Yumu's does offer, besides just that movement speed aspect, it does give 18 lethality. And what does that mean? It means you're ignoring 18 armor every time you hit them with any ability. That's pretty nice, especially when to burst someone out. Yumu's a very nice burst item, and I'm always going to try to take this item first or second, depending on, if we got a Cloud Drag or not. If we do have that Cloud Dragon, burst is nice, but I would love to get like, maybe a Stair Gauge and place that, so I'm a little more beefier, but also getting like, 64 attack damage and, not just instantly getting popped by somebody. So it really just depends on the situation. Later in the game, if you get like Yumu, say early on, like first or second item, and you maybe get a Cloud Drag later on, hey, sell the Yumus. It's okay. Sell the Yumus, get a Stair Gauge in place of it or something like that. Anyways, let's go to the next item that I like to build in this item, Black Cleaver. RTO, why Black Cleaver? I think Black Cleaver is essential on Renekton. I think it's one of those items that just feels fantastic. And I would love to build this item earlier if I can. It just depends on the game and all those little things. But why is Black Cleaver so good? Not only does it give you stick, because it has a phage proc from any physical damage whatsoever, it shreds armor. So every time you hit somebody, you get 4% armor shred, and it can stack up to 24%. And as the game goes on, some champions have up to 150, 200 armor, plus that. And if you can shred 24% off that, not only are you doing more damage to a champion, but your teammates are doing more damage to that champ as well. So that makes Black Cleaver really, really essential. And then it also gives you 400 HP. It gives you 40 attack damage, and then 20% CDR. Now, at this point, your CDR is overcapping on the Transcendence. I think you're above like 20% extra CDR, not including the rune that you ran that is CDR rune. So you are way overcapping CDR, and all that overcapping CDR is just giving you even more AD. For every 10 CDR, you have 12 attack damage that you gain, and at this point in the game, we're going to be sitting at about 36 extra attack damage because we are 30% CDR over the cap. Now, at this point, I feel like this really is your core for most early game starts. Either you go one of these type of routes. The next items are all really situational. And you can decide on that as the game goes on. And I'll go over each item and what they are best for in this build. So first thing, Stair Gauge. I kind of went over this a little bit earlier, how I might switch my Yumus out with a Stair Gauge if I can. Stair Gauge really good at getting anti-popped. It gives tenacity, so they have a lot of like CC in their comp. If you get popped at all or start getting bursted, you'll proc your shield, which give you a really, really fat, a lot of extra health to work with. And then, just that tenacity. And so like people can't just like change to see you for whatever reason. You should be able to get your abilities off. Okay, and that's what you're really going for with the Stair Gauge. Next thing, that's Death Dance. Death Dance is a very expensive item. It's 3,500 gold, but the value of it is actually really good with this build because you get 80 attack damage, which is definitely one of the highest attack damage items in the game. Actually, I think it is the highest attack damage item in the game because other items have like 80, but this is 80 plus 10% CDR. So if you have Transcendence, now you're looking at 92 attack damage you're getting from this item. That's insane. That is insane. 92 attack damage. That's just nuts. And what really separates this item from other items is the passive. You heal for 15% of all damage dealt. Okay? That can be true damage. That can be magic damage. That can be physical damage. And with this build, you're doing all three. You have the Conqueror for true damage. You have, pretty much every ability you have. Your Q, W, E, your auto attack, all doing physical damage. And then your R is magic damage. Constant. Every second you're doing at level 16, 120 magic damage a second to everybody around you. So that Death Dance tick is going to be insane as the game goes on. And that's why it's more of an item you get like third, fourth item on these builds. The next time you always look at getting as well too is, do you feel like you have enough stick? Okay. Bork. Boric, in my opinion, is actually really, really underrated on Renekton. A lot of Renekton mains don't build it. I've actually tried out a little bit, and it feels actually really good if you get a Black Cleaver. If you get a Sojin, it feels really, really nice because you put out so much extra damage. Now, that's one of the last items I'll look to get out of these ones, but there are games where you might need that even extra stick or you need more 1v1 potential, and Boric is super good at that, and it's really good at bursting people too. The next item I want to go over is Guardian Angel. So why do I like Guardian Angels in my builds? If I want a second life, like let's say, for example, it's late game. And this is more of like a 4th, 5th item kind of item that you finish off with. It's late game, you know, you realize that either you're just super outscaled by someone or they're just super duper heavy AD. Hey, GA is there, man. It gives 40 armor, 45 attack damage, and then really that second life. Who can hate on a second life? Because I love that. And it can really change the game. You can literally go into a team fight. Let's say you have like no engage or whatsoever, and you like go into a team fight and you just dive in there and die. Well, now they're just like waiting for you to respond, just sitting around while your teammates are probably just AoE hitting them or engaging on them or whatever. Regardless, you're stalling them out. You're literally just stalling them out, waiting for that second life to come back. So it's a really valuable item to have. And if it's not on cooldown, like it's not, you used it, hey, why not have a GA in your kit? You know, possibly a 4th, 5th item buy. Now, the last like item I think is valuable, but I really try not to get with this build. But there are some games, if they have like Vladimir's, if they have just a ton of healing, you might want to get a Mortar Reminder, okay? You know, I always tell my teammates, if I'm doing this kind of a build, I tell them, hey, can we please use some Grievous Wounds? Because I really don't want to build it because it doesn't get as much value when you're not doing a PTA build. As a Conqueror build, because Conqueror is more extended fight, PTA is more burst, and a armor shred item like this is more bursty, you know, because it really doesn't give that much stats. It gives you no tank stats whatsoever. It only gives 45 AD and it gives armor pin, but you already have that Conqueror proc, so you're not really looking for more armor pin for the most part. So this item, you'll build it if no one else is building it, or if they have like 4 healing chips. Even if your teammates might have some healing reduction, you might want to think about getting some too, just in case you're off splitting somewhere and you want to try to match a Vladimir or something, you know. So you might want to get it, but try not to if you can. Now let's go to the summoner spells that you're going to run with this Conqueror build. So first spell you're going to always run is Flash, okay? This is guaranteed. Any build you see from me, you're going to run Flash. I can never see a situation where you don't want to go Flash on Renekton. Now the second thing you look to run is Ghosts. Okay, Ghost is actually what I am running now pretty much almost all the time. But there are situations where I do go something else, which I'll go over. But why do I love Ghost so much? The cooldown is really short, 180 seconds. If the enemy guy makes a mistake, you can literally just click that Ghost button and just run them down. And then also in team fight scenarios, a lot of time Renekton has the aspect of getting kited too hard. And so Ghost will allow you to keep that stick factor and keep proccing your Sojin. So Ghost has a lot of utility to it with a really short cooldown. The other one that I run is Teleport. Teleport, you're going to want to run if they are a range laner to go up against, or you're going up against just a very hard laner, maybe like a Pantheon or something. You might want to go Teleport just so you don't, you don't get bursted for any reason. Like, let's say they chunk you out really hard and you have Ghost. What are you going to do? You're just kind of stuck there. You can leave, you can back and then miss like 2-3 waves while you're walking back to lane, or you can back and just teleport and catch the entire wave and miss absolutely nothing. So I almost feel like Teleport is just better in lane in general. I really do. Because not only that, if they're like starting to shove the lane and they're like really trying to shove because they have Ignite or whatever and they're like half health, you can literally back TP, possibly and freeze the wave, and they already lose the lane now because you froze the lane based off the Teleport. So Teleport has a lot of things that is wave manipulation that Teleport's really good at. Also, obviously, you can be split pushing somewhere later in the game and you just TP to the team and then make a play, you know, get behind them or whatever. So Teleport has a lot of little things like that with really wave manipulation and just macro situations that TP is very, very good. Now, the only cons of Teleport is that it is a 360-second cooldown. It is literally double the cooldown of Ghost. You can do Ghost twice and you only get 1 Teleport. So that is a downer about Teleport, and that is one of the main reasons why I do go Ghost rather than Teleport. And then also, I just really hate getting kited, so I do go Ghost most of the time. But if it is a bad matchup, I would really suggest you to go Teleport, or maybe change that sorcery tree to possibly a resolve with Second Wind, or even like Overgrowth, something like that. So now that I've gone over the build that I've been running a lot on stream, I have another build that I think you guys are going to absolutely love. And you probably prefer it over the other build that I just showed you. This build is a press the attack build. So what is the difference between press the attack and Conquer? Again, I went over a little bit earlier. Conquer probably better for extended fights and more of a mid to late game kind of thing. Well, PTA is really, really, really good at bursting people. And I'm not talking about a little bit. And when this build, you're going to do so much damage that you can just one-shot people for the most part throughout the entire game, okay? But press the attack, it does 40-80 adaptive damage. So obviously that'd be physical damage as the Renekton main. So it gives you that instant burst. And then after you do that burst, you're going to do 8 to 12% bonus from all sources. Now, what does that mean from all sources? Not just your sources, okay? Not just, you know, your R hitting them, your auto attacks, whatever. No, even your teammates hitting them. So let's say you're 80 carry. If you're like hitting their tank and you proc the press the attack on them, guess what? Your 80 carry is down doing 12% bonus damage to that target. Whoever else is hitting him as well. So for that one target, he takes so much extra damage. So it's very, very good at individualizing one person and just pretty much take him out of the fight. Next thing, you want to go Triumph. Okay, Triumph, like I said, you got to go. Okay, just always, always, always go Triumph. Now, in this build compared to last build, Acrylity and Tenacity, it's almost like 80% Acrylity, 20% Tenacity. Heck, I'll be real, guys. If I'm going Tenacity in this build, I'm probably not going this build. Okay, that's how I look at it because you're really trying to dominate pretty much your early and mid game. You're really trying to take over the map and just dominate it. So Acrylity, why do you want to run this? It allows you to have a little extra attack speed to start the game off, which can help you get those extra autos in to try to kill them as fast as you can and like start that snowball process. So you go Acrylity, and then whenever you get to these runes right here, you're actually looking to get double attack damage as well. So now you have a little bit of attack speed, double AD. So you're starting off with 90 attack damage as a longsword 3-pot start. And you have that attack speed. So you're usually really, really strong to start the game off instantly. Last things first, last 10. Okay. Went over earlier, always last 10. Always, always, always. Okay. Now, this one, you're going to go Domination. Okay. Why not anything else? Because Domination actually gives you the most damage value in the early game. And why is that? It's because of sudden impact. All you have to do is click your E button onto a target before you set your combo, and you're going to get 7 lethality on those hits. That means you're ignoring 7 of their armor. Might not sound like much, but in the early game, when they don't have much armor, oh, that is very, very, very valuable. And that lasts for 5 seconds. So if you E or flash or whatever, for 5 seconds, you're getting 7 lethality off the rest of your bursts that you're going to put out. And again, when you're individualizing one target and taking away 7 of their armor right off the bat, it's going to be a lot more damage. It's really going to add up. Next thing is next, you want to go Ravenous Hunter. I really like Ravenous Hunter out of all the other ones. It gives you a lot of extra healing. Again, you don't have that Conquer healing now. So if you have Ravenous Hunter and get the 5 stacks or whatever, you're going to be getting a lot of healing off all of your kit. And now the last things first, either going to go armor or magic resist. It really depends on the matchup you're going up versus. But if you're not entirely sure of who you're like landing versus, always go armor. Okay, even if it is like a cast that didn't rise or whatever, at least they do auto attacks. Auto attacks are still gonna be physical damage no matter who the champion is. And then also if minions decide to aggro on you, they do AD damage. They don't do magic damage. So if you're not exactly sure if it's an AD or AP target top lane, then just go armor just in case. But I mean, if they are very heavy AP or whatever, hey, go the magic. It's not gonna kill you. So it really depends on the matchup itself. So now the items that you'll be running with this build. First things first, guys, I love my team map. I do. And this build, it's a little different style of play with the team map. That last build is more just to clear the wave and to really gather bad situation. At this build, the team map is there to add extra burst to help snowball even faster. Okay. As a team map, when you go onto a target, you can actually do auto, W, time map. And you're getting a really, really, really heavy burst because you're proccing that sudden impact. You have the team map proc. You have a lot of things. And this makes your early game very, very, very dominant. Now, with any PTA build that you ever run, I either think you have to go Yumus or Black Cleaver next item. It's just, you have to do it. Because remember, you don't have that Conquer true damage now. So yeah, you have PTA, gives a nice little burst. But if they have any kind of armor, it's just, you're not going to do much damage. You're delaying your damage. So I usually go Yumus. If I'm playing top lane, even if they are a super tank, okay? Let's say you're playing versus Sion and you have this PTA build and you're not snowballing for whatever reason, get the Yumus, clear the wave, and use the Yumus to roam, okay? And try to burst someone else out. Remember, you want to snowball the map as fast as you can, and Yumus Rush is definitely the way to go. The next item I like to go for is a Sojin. Okay, I love my Sojins, boys. I think Sojin is a very, very strong item going into patch 9.20, and really this entire season, Sojin's been just a really, really strong item for Renekton. So I think once you have that Yumus, or Black Cleaver if you decide to go that route, but once you have this Yumus though, it really allows you to go Earth mode on people and really proc the PTA. A lot of people think if you're going to PTA build, Sojin isn't as valuable. I heavy disagree. Because Sojin is based off your W, and your W procs your PTA. So it just, they all kind of work hand in hand. But really in this build though, you're not gonna be going Ghost Flash. You'll be going Flash Ignite. So you want to put that burst out on someone with the Yumus, and then just keep killing people after that with that Sojin proc. Now, the next time you want to go for, boys, is a Black Cleaver. Okay, I think you have to go Black Cleaver at PTA. You have literally no choice. But again, with Black Cleaver, again, it gives that phage proc. It gives the armor shred, which is really big with PTA. Because remember, we don't have that Conqueror true damage anymore. So we really need as much armor shred as we can get. But then it gives great stats. Again, 400 HP, 40 AD, 20% CDR. Well, RTO, doesn't that overproc your CDR limit? It does. It is 50% CDR. I know that we're not running Transcendent, so we are over capping a little bit here, but I feel like all three of these items are just a must on PTA. The only item you can look to get rid of is Sojin, and I just think it's too broken, like, not to run the item. So, you know, it's just kind of one of those things going in this last patch that I think you really need to do. Now, all the rest of the items that you get are all situational with this build. But the most preferred, if I can get it in this build, is a LDR, Lord Dominique's. Now, this is the first item that I love to get with this build. Remember, it's a burst build. And this point in game, we're talking 4 or 5 items deep. You know, people have armor at this point. People have a lot of armor. And you want to be able to make sure you shred every last bit of it. And let's say they're 80 carry. Let's just say their 80 carry decided not to build armor. Let's just say, for example, like Caitlyn did not build any armor at all and is level 18. Okay? A Caitlyn at level 18 with no armor or kit whatsoever, guess what? She still has 100 base armor. Still 100 base armor. 18 lethality, where you're ignoring 18 armor. Okay, so she still has 88. Well, she has 82 more armor left. Okay, Black Cleaver shreds 24% off it. Okay, how low is that? You're talking in the 60s. Regardless, she still has a decent amount of armor to work with in her kit. So if you get this LDR though, it's going to absolutely just nuke her because you're ignoring 35% of all of the armor that she has in her kit. So at this point now she's hitting like 20. It's nothing. It doesn't exist. So it's pretty much a way to just take away the rest of the armor that 80 carries can possibly have. Now, if 80 carries have tabbies and GA and stuff like that, I think Lord Dominique is almost a must at that point because you might be able to get away with it if they don't have it. But if they have any kind of armor, you just really need this item with this build. I feel like PTA, you're really looking at items to just get all that burst off because if you can get that Caitlyn out of the fight, you're probably going to win the fight. Okay, straight up. But you are a nuke at this point. You're going in there, you're flashing, they're killing them, and then you're probably going to die instantly right after. But guess what? As long as you kill that AD carry, you're probably going to turn the fight, even though you're not really going to late game as well as you want to. The next item we'll look into, if you cannot do LDR. Let's say, for example, they just have a lot of healing. Like they have a Nami support, Soraka, or even a Draven that builds Bloodthirsters, because every Draven gets a Bloodthirster. But if you just see a lot of healing sources coming out of them, you'll want to get a Mortar Reminder, okay? It's similar to LDR. The only difference is it's 10% less armor penetration. It's 25%, which is still very, very good and very, very valuable. There's just some games that build it. Now, if you have a lot of teammates that have a lot of healing reduction, you could probably maybe ignore it and go LDR. But even then, though, like if you see a Draven in the side lane and your teammates are not there and you're trying to beat him up, he's going to heal up everything back up and just ignore you. So you might want to get Mortar Reminder regardless if they just have that much kind of healing. So those are 2 items I really try to look at getting with this build. If I can. Now, there are some situations where I realize there is like no way I'm killing these guys for whatever reason. And I'm thinking, okay, let's just try to be annoying. And when you want to go more of an annoying route, again, get that GA. Again, if it's not on cooldown yet, that second life can change a fight. Again, you're going to go in the fight. You might die, but guess what? They're sitting around. They're waiting for you to respond while your teammates are just hitting them left and right. Okay? You're stalling the fight out and still being annoying in a late game situation. Remember, this is not a late game build. So if you get this point in the game, it starts to get more and your teammates are like kind of carry you at this point. So that's why GA is more of a help get carried kind of item, as these items are more, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to try to nuke them. Oh, it didn't work out. I'm dead. Okay, now it's a 45. So again, you're trying not to get to the late game, but if you somehow do, these are the items I'm really looking at getting with this build. All right, so now that we have gone over PTA build, I want to show you guys the runes that I run every single time with this build. So first things first, hey, Flash. Went over earlier, every build. The secondary rune is going to be Ignite. Yes, a little different. Again, with this PTA build, you are looking to snowball as fast as you possibly can. Again, you don't want to give them a chance to scale because that's where you're going to start to fall off with this build. So if you run that Ignite, it makes it to where when you hit that level 3 spot, you can literally E in there, do your Empowered W. Again, you're going to proc your Sudden Impact, Empowered W, and then just off those two things alone, they're at like half health. You proc the PTA, maybe you Q them, possibly even not them, and you might just kill them. A lot of times, if they're at around like 65, 60% health around that point, and I have Ignite up and I hit level 3, I will literally dash in there and just kill them right there. Burst them that fast. I think the level 3 on this game build is disgusting and probably the best in the game. So Ignite will help you snowball, and then with the U moves and such like that, you'll be able to run on map and just snowball the map. But that is why you want to go Ignite, because you want to get that early kill to snowball faster. So the last thing I want to go over before you guys get into solo queue with these builds that I showed y'all, I want to go over the champs that you want to play into and the champions that you want to either ban or just dodge. So champs that you want to play into, melee comps. Okay, melee comps, just in general. I cannot think of any melee comp that you're just like, oh wait, that's bad. It's not at all. As long as you're in the fight and you're fighting, you are happy. So if you see a top player that's playing like a Mordekaiser, really any melee guy, Riven, for example, these kind of guys, play into it. Do not dodge. Play it, play it, play it, play it. Okay, because again, they're not going to kite you. They're going to fight you. And when you get that Soja and stuff, you're probably going to be beating these guys as the game goes on. Match with a dodge into rage matchups. Like it's that simple. If you see a Quinn top, if you see a Kinnan top, if you see a Vayne top, just dodge or suffer the laning phase. That's what it comes down to. So pretty much melee comps you want to play into, range comps you want to avoid. The champion that I'm currently banning in patch 9.20 is Kinnan. I actually don't like Kinnan because Kinnan has no mana whatsoever, and so you keep constantly spamming his ability and keep stunning you. There's never really a point in the game that you're able to just kill him, like there's not a point in the game where I feel like I am starting this guy at doing certain things. Usually it's either split push for a team fight. I feel like Kinnan can constantly either match or split push the entire game pretty easily. And then in team fights, he is a god tier, S tier team fighter. So that is a champion you really want to be banning going to patch 9.20. Now, there are a couple melee champions that I want you to look to avoid. Those champions being like Alawi top. Alawi is probably the best champion into melee guys. So that is the guy that I typically try to avoid if there are melee. Another champion you want to avoid is Jax. Not saying you can't beat Jax, because actually in the early game, you are a little bit stronger. You really are. But I feel like once he gets to about really level 9 on, it's pretty much over. He's going to be a better split pusher. By far a better split pusher, by far a better team fighter. It gets really hard to survive versus those kind of guys. So obviously, if you do have to lane versus Jax, you might not want to go that Conqueror build too much, because playing that scaling route's not going to work versus that champion. Champions that you should never dodge into. I do not think you should ever dodge a Riven. Okay, if you see a Riven, Renekton is like the ultimate counter Riven right now. There is literally no chance you can lose the Riven. All you have to do is just start your combo with your Empowered W. If he E's into you, you break the shield. If he doesn't get all, use your W to your full combo and just double dash out, because he hadn't got a chance to use the abilities yet. So regardless, as long as you start with your W and get your level 3, you can't lose that matchup. So questions that y'all might ask is, what tier is Renekton right now? Is he like the top of the top line of champions right now, or is he the bottom of the bottom? I would honestly put Renekton right in the middle. A lot of people, he's very annoying to lane versus, but he does fall off. He does fall off. You have like little builds that you can do to try to make the late game much better, but now your early game is much worse, and now you are losing all these matchups that you typically would win. So that's why he's middle tier, because if you play for the early game, then, by really mid to late game, you're just nothing. You're just doing really nothing the entire game. Play this late game, now you have no early mid. So it's like, It really depends on the style of play that you go on Renekton, but he doesn't have like, oh, he's not just the top dog at any certain point. Like I think in the early game right now, I think Kled's probably the strongest early game champ in the game. And if you want to go late game, you've got Jax, you got Fioras, you got guys like Tryndamere. So he's never going to be the best at any individual thing, but he can always lane versus pretty much anybody and at least survive the laning phases. So that is why I put him as a middle tier, probably B, close to an A tier champion, but he is nowhere near S right now. There's champions like Fiora keeps getting buffs. I think Jax, Riven just got a buff, you know. So there's a lot of champions out there who are at least near S tier or are S tier that Renekton, you know, he might be able to beat one or two of those guys at some point in the game. But, you know, it's those champions are just right now just a little bit better than Renekton as a champion. But, you know, preseason's coming around and we'll see what happens from there. Comment below if you agree or if you think that I missed something. You know, I am RTO. I do miss some points, you know, so just let me know and I'll try my best to answer in the comment section. Also, you know, give me that like and make sure you sub if you haven't already. Anyways, I'll see you guys around. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. Also, check out the RTO Academy and RTO Highlights channel for more Renekton gameplay. I'll see you guys in the next video.